Adam here with the Walzer Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is compare a couple of Jeep Grand Cherokee models. So we'll look at the interior, some of the exterior styling and differences, and then we'll figure out which one might just be perfect for you. Okay, so let's start with the red one that we have here, which is going to be the Altitude X trim or added package. Now there's a few different trim levels and engine options when we're looking at the 24 Grand Cherokee, and one of the big changes from the 23 to the 24 model is if you're now looking for the V8, that's only going to come in the Grand Cherokee L. Most of the other stuff is going to be pretty basic changes like wheels and a few different appearance packages. Overall, there is a lot of cool stuff in the Grand Cherokee, but let's dig into this one. Now this one does have the 20-inch blacked out wheels as well. The Altitude X package adds some pretty cool stuff like blacked out emblems and a lot of good stuff inside. Now this one has the 3.6 liter V6 engine option. So that's going to be good for about 19 in the city and about 22 miles per gallon overall, or about 26 on the highway. Now, towing capacity kind of depends on which trim level you're looking for. If you're looking for maximum towing capacity, that's going to go to the V8 and the Grand Cherokee L, but these are going to tow around 6 to 7 or almost 8,000 pounds. So if you've got a large boat or a camper or something you're going out with on the weekends, this can definitely get that done, no matter if we're looking at this or the 4xe. Now, as far as styling is concerned, on this one that we have here, you're going to notice more of the blacked out trim, whether that's the badging, the wheels, even the mirror caps. This one is going to have maybe a little bit more of a sporty appearance than compared to the Overland model, which we have over there. This one also keeps the black roof rack rails up above, and the Altitude X package will add a powered lift gate to this model. Now, as far as cargo capacity is concerned, these have a ton of room. I'm always surprised and I forget just how much room without going up to the L that the standard Grand Cherokee is going to have. Plus, you can fold down the rear seats so you get a ton of cargo space that way. But before we talk too much about the interior, let's hop over to the Overland 4xe. Okay, so now looking at this model, this is going to be the Overland and this is going to be the 4xe. So what does that mean? This has a hybrid engine system. So it's a 2-liter turbocharged engine that, without any of the electric assists or anything like that, is going to get you about 1 mile per gallon better overall when comparing it with the standard Grand Cherokee. Now when we add that hybrid system, this is a PHEV, which means it's a plug-in hybrid system, and if you plug it in and run on purely electric power, you can go 26 miles on a full charge. Now if you don't want to charge it, it will actually regen as you're driving around and help you get some of that battery power back. Now, if we're using that battery power and we're also using that with the gas engine, you're going to go up to 56 mpg combined. So there is a lot of benefits to going up to this model, but again, you do sacrifice a little bit with the towing capacity compared to the V6 or the V8. So the Overland will have the Quadra-Track as well as the selectable 4-wheel drive system and the air suspension. So again, more on that inside, but both these are the 4x4 and you can actually get these in just a 2-wheel drive if you don't maybe face the Minnesota winters like we do up here. Now on the Overland, you'll definitely notice a little bit more luxury and style. There's some of that chrome that runs through the vehicle, whether that's on the grille, these cool 20-inch wheels, or some of the chrome accents that go down along the side. Now this one will also have the blue badging and those cool baby blue tow hooks up front. That designates that this is the 4xe model. So there is a few differences on the exterior depending on which Grand Cherokee you're looking at, but most of the cool stuff's inside. So let's hop back over to the Altitude X. We'll check out that interior. Okay, so now that we're inside the Altitude X, we've always got our phones with us, right? So this one is going to add wireless charging down here as well. You've got 4 USBs in here, and it's a little stowaway cubby, so you can set that, keep your phone away, and you're going to have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, so you're not messing with your phone. Text messaging, Google Maps, all that good stuff is going to be right at arm's reach when you're out on the go. So you can click that mode. The Uconnect system has been great. So this one is an 8.4-inch display where it goes to a 10.1 when we're looking at the Overland. So it's a little bit smaller, but it's not hugely noticeable. Both systems work lightning fast and they both are going to have a backup camera. So you can either swipe down on the screen and click the camera button, or when you pop the vehicle into reverse, that's going to pull up there as well. So there's a lot of good stuff in this one. We're also adding the heated seats. It's kind of a suede center insert with this leatherette and the white stitching. It looks really good in here, and these seats are extremely comfortable, especially when we pair it with the heated steering wheel. It was freezing cold when I got here this morning, so that was definitely a welcome and nice feature. Now, the 10.25-inch infotainment or gauge cluster display here is really cool. It works pretty seamlessly. You can check your fuel economy, you can get your radio settings through there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can monitor and keep track of, and it's just right here on the steering wheel. It's easy to use, and this one is going to have adaptive cruise control. So a lot of the safety features are found in both vehicles. There's a start-stop system in here as well to help you save a little bit of gas. But I mean, overall, blind spot monitoring, emergency braking, the adaptive cruise control, there's a host of safety in here to make sure you, and if your family's in the vehicle, everyone is very safe. Now, speaking of family, in the second row, there is going to be a household outlet back there as well as some USBs, so there's a lot of comfort for your rear passengers. Like I said, if you're not hauling people though, those seats do fold down, so you get a ton of cargo space, but I think overall, if you've got the kids in car seats or they're getting a little bit older, I think everybody's going to be comfortable when you're out on the go. Now you'll notice kind of the materials in here are a little bit different. It's kind of like a soft rubbery dash, but we do keep the stitching and the cool trim that runs throughout the vehicle here. And I like the piano black, though it does show a lot of fingerprints. It's easy to clean and wipe off. And then when you're out on the go, I like all of the buttons down here. Dual climate control, the infotainment is easy, the steering wheel is comfortable. There's a lot of good stuff to like in the Altitude X. Now this one, the way we have it loaded up for the MSRP is just over $51,000. So let's hop over to the Overland and see what we get for a little bit of extra dough. Okay, so now we're in the Overland 4xe and immediately you notice a little bit more comfort and luxury right when you hop into the cabin. Now this one is going to have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, and like I said, the screen is just a little bit larger on this one, so the backup camera is a little bigger, a little easier to get to maybe some of your icons for the CarPlay, but overall pretty similar. Now this one does also add the onboard navigation, which is a pretty nice feature if you're out cruising around. You can set your destination there if you don't use CarPlay or anything else that way. Now the seats, these are going to be heated as well as ventilated, and we're also going to keep that heated steering wheel. So you just click that button, or there's a few different ways on the screen. You can select it on the menu from any one of these screens. There's a lot of easy ways to get to that, which is a pretty cool feature. Now where the Altitude X has a standard sunroof, this one goes to the dual pane sunroof up above. It really opens it up, especially with the all black or darker interior for the rear passengers. It's a little bit more comfort back there. Plus, they also are going to get heated seats for the second row. Now we also have things like folding mirrors on the exterior and kind of this open porous wood that runs throughout that's going to go across the dash. And like I said, in the other model, that one was kind of a soft touch material where everything's going to have a leather wrapped feel in here and look really good. Now, one of the coolest things, this one adds the Macintosh sound system, and that is a huge upgrade and almost worth it itself. If you're an audiophile or you listen to a lot of music or podcasts, that Macintosh system definitely is awesome in here and sounds really good. So the only difference on the digital cluster here is you're going to notice the different e-save mode or electric mode and just a few different things on the side. So it's going to tell you your total range, whether that's for gas, electric, or combined, which is pretty cool because it's very easy to see. Plus, when you're driving around, your regen mode on the other side will show you how that works. There's also a button on here that you can turn on max regen. So when you lift off the brake pedal, you're gonna notice right away when that's on because it will try to bring the vehicle to a stop to help regen some of that power to get you some electric range back. The other thing in here is gonna be, like I said, that drive mode select, or you're gonna have the air suspension in here so you can go between sport, snow, sand and mud, or rock mode, and then the air suspension will automatically adjust from there. Sport mode's gonna hunker it down, where the other modes are gonna pick it up to give you a little bit of extra ground clearance. There's also paddle shifters on the steering wheel here, and the white stitching that runs throughout just looks really nice in the cabin. And again, the seats are super comfortable. I was kind of cruising around this morning and I found it to be very pleasant out on the road. It's quiet, it's comfortable, especially when it goes into that full electric mode. It's silent on the road and really does make a difference. Plus, you are going to see a lot of benefits from fuel economy. So this one prices in just over $72,000 on the MSRP. So yes, you are paying more, but yes, you are getting a lot of great equipment. Plus with the 4xe and that added fuel economy benefit, there's certainly some benefits to this model. If you're looking for more base equipment, you can even take the Altitude X out of that package and it's gonna drop the MSRP from there. And it's still a lot of great equipment and comfort in the Grand Cherokee. Now, if you want the third row, you can jump up to the L, or if you're looking for the V8, obviously you have to go up to the L there. But I think overall, I mean, there's a reason you see a ton of these in your neighborhood, right? There's a bunch of people out driving these around because they just kind of work. It's great space, it's great comfort, the fuel economy is pretty good, and I think overall, if you're in the market, you gotta get out and take a couple of these for a spin and see what you think. Thanks for watching our overview on the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like more information, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.